Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another TRC podcast where I'm your host, Dane Hennon. To my right, Levi Gates.
Hey, Dane.
Hey, and to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Happy to be here, Dane.
That's right. We are here. We're the TRC podcast. We're having some fun. We're going to talk about our weekend, some detailing, some car stuff, etc., etc. But first, housekeeping.
Well, I'm freezing.
Really?
It's cold in here.
What?
But we do have less than 9 days.
It's
working
8
days.
It's
8
working
days.
days.
8
Yeah.
working days until TRCMA.
True.
April 3rd through the 6th, right here at the Rag Company.
What kind of brands are we going to see there, Levi?
Whole bunch of brands, a whole mess of them. The Rag Company,
The whole
PNS,
list.
Color Lock, Yellow Tools, Rupes, Detailers, Helper, Buff Bright, Rotofest, Solution Finish, Optimum, Polymer Technologies, Buff and Shine, Diamond Protex, Tiarna Gloss, Lake Country, G-Technic, LC Power Tools, G-Technic Marine, IK Sprayers, The Rap Institute, Coach Kemi, Viper Chair, Detail Wise, Veloci, Auto Wash, Detailers Business Academy, and of course, Flex. There you go.
That's
It's going
a
to be something you don't want to miss.
Not at all.
So tune in right here at the Rag Company YouTube channel, not the Rag Company podcast channel.
Which is
you're
where we are
watching this.
currently.
You want to go back over to the Rag Company channel, make sure you watch it there. You'll be able to lively ask questions. People will be able to answer them. You get to see all the new, latest, and greatest things in the detailing industry.
Click the bell
Very good.
and make sure you have all your notifications on so that you don't miss a thing.
And if you can, take the week off, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
just bucket of popcorn,
That's all you need.
pajamas,
Yeah.
sit down in
Sure.
front of your TV, just enjoy.
Why not?
Just binge.
Just binge it, enjoy it. And if you can't, please, 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 please keep your window open at work so that we can get some credit for that.
So
That's nice.
Okay. Well, I mean, we are being honest and truthful that we would like you to do that. I mean, but if you can't, we understand as well.
The views are important.
Some other things, right? So in terms of housekeeping,
We had a great sale.
We had a great sale. We had our annual St. Patty's Day sale, which included a mystery bag as well as some limited edition swag and some products and kind of everything in between. So I believe most people are probably going to start getting their orders here this week. Some of you have already gotten your orders from your mystery bags, and hopefully you think that they are as awesome as we thought they were. So. Shamrock Shine, give it a spray, spread some of that luck around. Really enjoy that as well. But yeah, it was a great sale. We had a lot of fun with it. I think people were impressed with the sticker size once they got those things because they're a Palmer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're a full hander.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
A full hand. Well,
For us normal-handed
us normal-handed
folks.
people.
full size.
Me and Dane have full-size hands.
It was an oversized for Anthony, so.
Of course.
You
We're
have a
going to bring
small
that
hand.
into it.
More than a handful, you might say.
Yes.
Yes. For
Yeah.
Anthony.
Anyway, other than that, though,
palm.
we're pretty much just back here in the office. Again, 8 days left till the big event. We have a lot to still prepare for it, a lot to do. It's kind of crazy, right? We talk about this for months on end, and then we're 8 days away, and we go, oh, shoot. We're about to entertain a lot of people.
Yeah.
We are about to shoot a lot of content, and we got to bring our A game, right? We got to be on top of it. Now, I will say, in terms of being on top of it, right now, I feel a little weird. My stomach feels a little off today. I don't know what it is. I have a little bit of lower back pain. And so, anyway, I hope I can get through this podcast in one piece, right?
Well, we hope you can, too.
Hope so too.
Right, because I have some fun stories to tell you guys.
I'm very excited for these
I think it's going to be
stories.
some deep lore stories that will definitely,
That'll be good.
They'll
Today's
last a
the
while.
first day of spring, and we have snow here at the
I know,
Rag Company.
right on the dot. Just
Very
like
strange.
that.
And I'm freezing.
Why are you so
How are you
cold?
so
I don't
cold?
know. I just haven't warmed up.
Oh, I know why you're cold.
Why?
Take your hat off.
Why?
Oh, yeah, it might be that.
I'm going to have to show some
Yeah,
folks.
you might have to. Oh, my goodness.
That's why you're cold, Levi.
Oh, my goodness.
I am freezing.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I've been talking about doing this for a while, and I finally did it. And
Yeah.
I did it Sunday night.
Hit the old reset
As
button.
Anthony says, it's purifying.
I
It is-
mean-
no, really. I mean, it is a purifying ordeal. I've never done it, right?
Really? I
You
haven't
never
done
just
it
gone and
last-
said, buzz my head.
So
Dude, I
last
haven't
time I
buzzed my
did
head
it,
since,
last
like,
time I did it, I was
fifth grade.
20. Gosh, I was 21 or 22 was the last time I literally clippered it all off.
25 for me.
That was the last time I did it. So it's been 21, 22 years.
But after a while, you're
since I
just
did
kind
the
of like,
last
you
time.
know,
So
just reset it.
well, and I did have some receding hair that was disappearing and getting thin in random spots. So I thought, screw it.
Well, you're
mean,
gonna grow it back, but
yeah,
I mean,
it'll come back.
Yeah.
It'll grow. It's just it was something to do, something nice.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
always in my hat anyway, so.
the
But
way
I will say, I do feel colder because of this.
do you feel any more aerodynamic?
Somewhat,
Like, do you feel like you could run faster potentially?
probably.
But he
I'm
does have the
sure.
beard, which probably offsets the.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but the beard is shaped for optimal wind resistance. It's like
It is. It's got a. It's got a leading
spoiler.
edge.
It's like a chin
Yeah.
spoiler on a car.
Are there nacaducts hidden in the?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
I see. If it's a front lip, is what
Front
that
lip
is.
is what that is.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Front
Sometimes
lip
it's,
below your lip.
sometimes it scrapes.
Chin
you should-
splitter.
you should
That's
get
what
a
it
chin
is.
splitter.
Yeah.
Should get it color matched, right?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I don't know. It looks like a rough paint job. It's like 3 different colors.
That's patina.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is patina.
It is
Actually,
patina.
It's
So,
very handsome, young man.
Anyway, let's go ahead and jump
Okay.
into some details. Got a lot of
Yeah.
people in the comments just saying hi, and we're glad a lot of people can join us
lot of that.
for these live main show podcasts. It makes us feel like somebody's listening to us
And
That's
there
right.
are
because they are, which
about
is
40,
awesome.
40 or 50 hanging out.
Oh my
so, yeah,
gosh.
no,
Nice.
they-
Good.
chilling.
Thank you guys.
for
Thank you very
tuning
much.
in.
So Dane, I am just dying to know. I gotta know. How'd your weekend go?
My weekend?
Your
Well,
weekend.
Out of all of us, my weekend, I did get some stuff done, but I feel like mine's going to be the least interesting, so we'll get through mine kind of quick. It's okay. It's all right.
Dane, you have interesting weekends sometimes.
Sometimes, but a lot of the time, I think it's okay to lead kind of a boring life sometimes, as long as you feel fulfilled. You know, just lead a fulfilling life. But in my case, it was finally feeling like I was taking ownership of the F-Type for real, like the Jag thing. Doing that, and of
So you
course,
christened it with a Baconator.
Yeah, so you christened it with a Baconator, or
No,
or
so
you,
no
you-
food in
you
the car
dip
yet.
Some nuggies and some
I've
sausages.
been very good at not doing that.
Okay.
So kudos to me for not,
So you put Callie in the
breaking
car with
that
the greasy bone.
Absolutely not.
So what christening have you actually done?
Well, we know.
Oh, I think we know.
Red valve stems. Red valve caps. He already christened
You
them.
guys
I was
hate
going
those so
somewhere
much.
else,
If you go and look
but-
at them, tell me how offensive they are. Really, they're
Okay.
not.
They're not offensive.
They're not.
It's just you put red
They're
valve.
they're distasteful.
Just
They
put some-
match the center caps on the wheels.
They will
They're
for about 3
They're
months.
ugly.
Red is the one accent color on the whole car, until I eventually wrap it or do something like
Nope,
that.
don't do that.
But
All right. Anyways,
I did unfortunately notice that the PPF is a little torn on one of the back, on the side of the bumper behind the driver's side rear wheel. There's an area where it looks like it got hit, like chipped or something, so it's like a little tear. What do you do in that scenario?
cut it
Rather
off.
than
You just-
replace the whole
it's like a
friggin-
skin tag. You just got to
thing.
cut it off.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm left with. So.
Gross.
It is gross.
All right,
but yeah,
continue.
So basically,
So what'd you do?
I was gonna take it out for a spin this weekend
got
because I'm
oil
like, I need to go drive it. I need to go like do something with it. I want to, acclimate. I want to get used to driving because I want to make it like everyday car.
Yeah.
But the first thing I noticed when I went out to the car was I get in, I turn it on, and because of the way the car's situated, it was nose first in the garage. I didn't see what had happened to the front passenger side tire. I turned on the car, and it says, hey, 12 PSI in your front passenger side tire. You might want to look at that. And I'm like, wait,
wow.
what? Turns out,
You had a
just
nail?
I don't think I ran over anything, but apparently it's just had a slow leak that apparently was the case when my dad had it, and now I get to inherit that.
Oh, Jeff is the king of slow tire leaks.
Yeah,
I mean, this
so
is nothing new. No new
Basically,
information.
today I'm going to be getting a new set of Bridgestones to match the ones on the rears just for the front because
You don't need to do that. You can just
get the tire
get the
patch.
tire patch.
I got the tire patched, and then basically the guy was very insistent that something about the way the tire was on there. He goes, "How flat did this get before it got repaired?" And then it was basically like, "It's damaged. The patch will work for a while." He goes, "But don't drive it too hard." And I want to drive it harder, so I'm just like, "Okay, fine. I'll just replace the front tires."
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
All right.
Well,
but,
it just sounds
yeah.
expensive.
Well, sometimes to enjoy things, you gotta.
I mean, that's going to be
We're
like
here.
$700.
Oh God, no!
They're like 20-inch wheels.
Yeah, they are like 20s.
I'm not replacing the wheels. I'm replacing the tires.
No,
I
I
know.
know, but the tires are
Tires,
going with Bridgestones. I mean, that's name brand stuff.
Pretty
You,
skinny.
It matches the
what's
rear.
wrong?
That's a
Okay, what's wrong with some Ling Longs?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Or
Nan
some
Kings.
or some fusions.
Do you know how
Some
sad that would
FD,
be?
Some
Here,
Formula Formosas.
drive.
What about some drive rights?
drive
RITE.
this
Yeah.
fairly expensive looking car and put the cheapest tires you can. That doesn't look
Well,
good.
Dane,
You're gonna burn
Dane,
them up anyway.
Dane, you're gonna burn
No,
them up
it's all-wheel
anyways.
drive. I'm not doing burnouts.
Dane, you are the master of tires. You have more tires. You've gone through more tires than anybody I've ever met in my
I'm a tire
entire life.
connoisseur.
I know, but but every vehicle he gets new tires, or at least 2 sets.
I think.
And then the vehicle goes away.
Well, no, but the problem is tires are severely underrated as something you can do with a car because that is the one contact patch you have between you and the road. That's the one part of your car that actually touches the road, assuming there's not something
I'm not
horribly
going to
wrong and
disagree
you're
with
dragging
you.
your.
I too am a tire
Yeah, so having the
I
right
also
tires
have
for the
tires.
job is important. And in this case, right now, the car, I don't know if you noticed, it has mismatched set of tires, and it's an all-wheel drive car. So basically, you shouldn't be running too much of a staggered setup. And in this case, it had different tires on the back. It had Bridgestone Potenjas when originally the car came with Pirelli P0s, which is what was on the front. So the fronts were the original tires, and the rears were these different tires that someone had added back before my dad got it. So now we're simply just changing it so that the fronts match the rears.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm not saying that I'm a negative person about tires. I mean I love tires. I mean my friends over at my friends over at Nitto Tire.
I know, he's a big Nitto fan.
You know, make some pretty high quality products that would probably look great on the Jag.
Why not think about some fine Nitto tires?
Yeah.
Well, but see,
that
here's the
Jag.
thing. I'm not getting special performance-y cool tires until I get a new set of wheels for it. So when that happens, those will get.
I know, but now
the
we're-
But
special-
you're already
now-
spending. That's why we're saying
but-
spend the money on the Nang Kings
Yeah.
No, but for right now,
the
I'm
Ling
just
Longs.
on the standard setup.
or the
I'm,
Walmart specials.
I'm treating this
You're gonna
like
buy new tires.
Because you're going to buy
anyways.
new wheels, so
I'm
you're going to get fancier tires then. So save the money now.
no. I want to do it right. Buy once, cry once. So I'm just doing it
Well,
right.
You're going to cry twice because you're going to buy new wheels. You're going to buy new wheels.
No,
And then you're going to buy another set of tires for it.
I can't
And then-
finish a story to save my life, guys. I'm
Dying.
sorry.
Okay.
So the thing is, I'm treating this the way I did with my old Jag, which is you'll have a winter set and a summer set.
So these
the
Bridgestones
winter
are going to
set,
become the winter
They're
set.
going to become the
But
winter
they're not
set.
studded.
But you're
going to
gonna
buy
buy
a set
winter
of studded
tires.
tires for it.
But it's all-wheel drive, and they are all seasons. They're not summers. So what I'm doing is I'm saving the spot for the summers for when I get the aftermarket
But the tires you
wheels.
put on the old Jag were also were all season
Okay.
tires.
No, the
Dane?
ones I put on. Okay, good.
Dane,
God.
I will give you my
I had
blessing.
summer
if-
tires
if
on the
you-
old one.
if
They're
you-
Continental.
If you promise me that you will
Extreme
not be
Sport
buying
contacts.
snow tires for your Jag, then I will give you
No,
a pass.
the point was
got
I
a hill to
saved the
climb up
ones.
to.
I saved the ones I had from my old.
I got
Jag to
it.
put
I got
onto
it.
this
I got
one.
the idea. I got it.
yeah.
You've got 3 weeks till you need to swap. Till you can't run studs anymore.
I'm not.
Just get studded snow tires
I have them.
for the car.
I.
And
The
then,
Jags run
and then when you
similar
get
tire
your new
setups.
wheels, you buy your nice tires and put those on.
That's true.
Yoshi
You got-
is screaming
you have 3
that all
weeks.
seasons are not winter tires. I'm aware of that. What they are is an in-between state. My God, you guys are like running over me as I'm trying to talk and ending every single thought I have. For God's sakes, I'm just trying to get one point across. So, in the case of Yoshi, yes, I am highly familiar with the intricacies of winter tires versus
Sorry
all
we
seasons
riled
versus
you
summer
up.
tires. There are differences. I am highly aware of this. Extremely aware of this. I don't need some pedantic internet, just
My stomach
okay.
hurts so much.
So, to recap, on
Sonics.
the previous Jaguar XKR I had a set of summer tires, Continental Extreme Sport Contacts. They served the summer purpose, but essentially I treated them like every season except the snowy ones is how I really treated them. I understand there are differences in compounds that are affected by temperatures. Yes, that is the point of winter tires. All seasons are really just kind of mediocre at all things. They're a jack of all trades. They're not the best. But to make it clear, there will essentially be 3 sets of tires for this, which I know is going to drive you
Okay.
crazy.
All
So
right.
I have the existing
That's what
studded
we're waiting for.
set.
Can't get
3
behind
sets
that.
of
I have the
tires.
existing
Okay.
studded set.
Oh, you
for
didn't
the,
send those off with the Jag?
No, I kept those. I separated them.
Nice.
I took
Okay.
those off, and that's
Those
the part
same
I was
bolt pattern?
getting to
Same
here.
bolt patterns. You already have a set. You already got the studs.
So I have the studs.
Okay.
That is not something
All
that I
right.
lost. I have them.
All right.
So
High
yeah,
five
we're,
for
we're
keeping
cool.
them. All
Okay,
right.
we're
All right.
good. Good. Okay.
Proud of you
Glad
there.
we cleared that up. Then
So it's
I've
back
got
to
those
only buying
situated.
2 extra sets of tires for a couple weeks.
So then I will simply have the all-season set that is a backup set if anything were to happen, and they'll be the ones that stay on there for the time being until
I wish I owned a tire shop.
I get a proper set of summers that will match to whatever slightly wider custom wheels I get because I don't want to stretch tires more than I have to.
Okay.
There's consideration that goes into all of this. I'm very
proud of you, Dane.
carefully
I know.
considering that because
I know.
I'm not doing anything crazy with the aesthetics of the cars. It's a good looking car, but the best thing I can do is probably wheels and tires at a certain point. So that's the route I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay, we established that.
I love Peter Bookins says, hey, just jumping on the screen. Who set Dane off?
Oh man, thanks Sheldon. Appreciate it.
All right, so
Good stuff. So you looked at tires.
You looked at tires.
You researched tires.
Yeah, so I got the Les Schwab. They ordered me a front set, and I'll be putting that on probably today.
Nice.
Then, and that'll be my placeholder until eventually, maybe half a year from now, I get some wheels and tires. Because that's at least going to be that long before I do that. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm saving. I'm not just blowing it all in one place. So it'll take a little time. But apart from that, yeah, no, I did my normal, take the dog for a walk, do all the nice stuff, but I also took my e-bike out for a ride,
Nice.
finally got more used to that. And yes, I did spend a lot more than I really wanted to because I had to get all the basics again. I hadn't had
a
a
helmet,
bike in
needed
forever.
a-
I needed to get a helmet, needed to get like a water bottle holder because these bikes don't have that. And I needed to get a couple other things. Like I like having a rear view mirror on a bike if I'm because I'll be riding on a lot of roads. I want to be able to see. So I got that. And then I got some bike gloves because the old ones don't fit me anymore. And yeah, it was just some other basic stuff like that. But most importantly to me was
full suit,
on
with the
there's
helmet.
no way I'm wearing
like
lycra.
the big,
The
long
helmet that looks like
He's got the time trial helmet on.
the time trial helmet.
I hate those so
We're like,
much.
Dane, you're on an electric bike. Yeah.
Daytona asking
He's
the
like,
real
Ride Hill Road.
asking the real questions. Which tires do you have on the e-bike?
No, those are as expensive. The tires on your e-bike are going to be as expensive as the car
my
tires.
God.
2 car tires.
So yes, so I threw down at McHugh Sports downtown to get a good handful of things. First, I went up to like Reed Cycle, but they were closed when I went there. So I was like, oh, because I wanted to go to a shop that was close to my house. I was like, oh, this would be
George's
nice.
right here.
Yeah,
It's
well,
literally
and I
closest-
could have gone to George's,
Across the
but
street.
instead I went to McHugh's. I was next door to Reed's, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we don't have any bike stuff at this shop. You got to go to our downtown shop for all the bike stuff." I'm like, "Oh,
You drove out to Meridian
no."
or Eagle?
I
Where's
was
Reed's at?
Bogus Basin.
Oh, Reed's is up there.
I'm
on
at Bogus
Yeah,
Basin.
okay.
There's Reed's. There's McHugh's.
Yeah, I forgot there's
so
that new
I went
location
from
there.
Reed's to McHugh's, and
Yeah.
McHugh's is like, "This is our whitewater kayak ski, all that stuff. We don't have bike stuff here, but just go down the street, and our shop's right there
Yeah,
downtown."
downtown.
And I know I haven't been there in a long time, but
So you
I
went
haven't
down
been there a
there?
while, so I went down there, checked it out.
Nice.
People were super nice, super helpful, and probably the most expensive thing I got were new seats for both my bike and for Liz's bike because
Need more cushion.
the seats on these things
$30 a piece usually, right?
are
Anywhere from 30 to 150.
these are a little more. So yeah, no, they're probably closer to like 80 or 90. So yeah. Anyway, got those. They're really nice, cushy cruiser style seats because the important thing on these is these e-bikes that I've got are not
they're not a time
off-road
trial
bikes.
bike.
They don't have a suspension.
Yeah.
So the only suspension, the only area taking any impacts is your butt. So of course, get a
So
better
you got
seat.
like a cruiser bike style.
So I got a
with the
cruiser bike
springs,
style seat for
with the
me.
wide padding.
Yeah, big old wide butt pad. You're good, and with like the triple density foam. So like starts as progressive, it changes as it goes down, kind of like the springs I'm putting on the Jag. And then on Liz's, I got a different shape, a women's one, but it's the same deal. Yeah, so I'm particular about this stuff. I'm not,
Dane, you're
you know,
not.
I
Don't
always
worry.
seem like the odd man out where
No,
everybody
you're not.
has like their specialties and
Dane,
expertise.
I
But
always
too have
tires on a bike and seats do wonders.
yeah. So the point being, all I needed to do was just fill up the tires with air, check the seals, and everything was good. I thought for some reason there was something wrong with them because they were so off, but once I filled them up and checked them a little bit, they seem okay. So
holding
I rode
air
it
still?
around. I did a big old loop. I went, up State Street, down and around through Harrison Boulevard, back up.
That was a perfect weekend.
Now, are you pedaling or are you
great.
just pure electric?
No, I was pedaling, but what I loved was when I had to go up a hill, you just have the assist on, and I could go up like Quail Ridge and stuff and come down, and it was just like easy. Okay, cool. So I love that. So yeah, I'm going to get a ton of use out of it, but I haven't installed the new seats yet. I'm looking forward to what that feels like. So
Nice.
yeah, I mean, essentially that's the most interesting stuff I did this weekend was just getting those things in order. But
I like it.
yeah,
I'm glad
that's
you were
it.
riding this weekend.
So
That's awesome.
yeah,
It was
no, I got
perfect
all
weather.
hyped up because I couldn't finish talking about the tires until it was
but
done.
Weather
but
was amazing.
the rest
for
was
it,
great.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
anyway,
Levi Gates, your weekend.
have at it.
Well, mine was a birthday weekend.
Yeah.
It's Hadley's birthday. So busy weekend. My detail that I had scheduled for the weekend canceled on me.
Oh, open up some time.
So I had the weekend, thankfully. I did call my buddy Wayne to see if
Yeah.
I could borrow his truck or one of his vehicles to detail. And he did give me the keys to one of his vehicles. However, this weekend just got busy and I didn't have a chance to. I really worked on trying to clean up and get the place looking good because we were going to have family over and stuff. And so I spent the weekend doing that. The biggest thing we did was, I got all those bags of cans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have one bag under my desk of tin cans, right? That Dennis
Yeah.
Davis brings us, and then we have our own bags of cans from
yeah.
home.
Yeah.
So Augie and I headed up to the scrapyard Saturday morning with all those bags of cans, 32 pounds of aluminum. They gave him 50 cents a pound. Augie walked out of there with $16 in cash
Yeah.
in his pocket. He goes, let's go buy some Pokemon stuff.
Ooh.
But we also had to buy a birthday cake and some other stuff for Hadley. So we went and picked out the cake, looked at a couple stores, picked out one at Fred Meyer's. August also went and bought some Pokemon stuff. We bought a bunch of stuff just to have for everybody at the house. When we got home, I picked up the yard, cleaned up all the dog poop. Since we got the new couches, the old couches have just been sitting on the back patio, so I had to move those over. I cleaned up all the cardboard that we've had on the side of the house, broke everything down, shoved everything in the trailer. I got to put the couches still in the trailer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little leftover stuff, but just tried to clean up and get the house looking as nice and presentable. Carly's mom came over and cleaned the house and helped Carly with the inside. So the house was nice, ready to go. Hadley had a great little birthday party. It was awesome. Saturday was a beautiful day. Holy cow.
It
I couldn't
was.
believe how nice it was. But we just tried to take it easy and just enjoy the day. And we had a really good time. I went and took the kids on Sunday morning. Saturday, I didn't get much sleep. So Sunday, I was very tired. So that day was mostly, let's just hang out, eat some donuts, and just chill. Later that afternoon, we had Hadley's birthday with Carly's family. So Saturday night was my family. Sunday night was Carly's family. And we did each birthday thing. So Hadley got a ton of presents. She was stoked. I can't believe she's 12 years old. It was absolutely insane to go have a 12-year-old. Yeah. It was kind of funny to not sleep Saturday night in a way because it made me think back to that day when she was born. And how I also did not sleep that night before she came, before she was born. So it was just kind of fun to go back in time and think about, and think about that time and think about that first night with her, and like that first night she was there, and it was just kind of fun. It was kind of a nice little trip down memory lane. But no, we watched, the kids wanted to start watching Star Wars again.
Oh, okay.
So they watched almost all first three prequels as of yesterday. I told them we hadn't watched Solo yet.
Okay.
I've seen it. Carly had seen it, but we hadn't seen it since it came out.
For as much flack as that one got, it's
actually
not
really
bad.
good.
It's a fun one.
It's actually really good. So we're halfway through it as of last night. So I'm excited to finish that tonight with them. I got my glasses, new glasses for TRC MA.
Nice.
Dropped them off up at iMart to get the lenses in. I was up there it took them 34 minutes for me to fill out all the paperwork, get the lenses,
Okay.
pick them all out, and go, all right, I'll message me when they're done.
Yeah.
18 minutes later, I got a text from them that said, hey, it's ready to go.
Jeez.
No way. That's the power of iMart right
So
there.
like they're already done. Like they were
must have had a
finished
popular, like,
faster than when I got
style.
No, they're just a normal like
Just
they're
something within the range of what
yeah,
they
they're
carry
that
in
style that they're that brand that is in the photograph.
Yeah.
That's the same type of glass.
But I
or
mean, the
or
lens.
Same thing, but and they
those
used
were
to make
cool.
those. So
Yeah.
I got a new version in like a gray weathered wood, so it looks like the literally like the planking back here.
Yeah.
It's kind of a neat
I meant the
feature.
prescription must have been a pretty common, popular one. If they
Maybe
had it
I don't
that
know.
ready that
Maybe
quickly.
yeah. Those guys are really quick for glasses. That's one of the things I like about iMart.
Oh, that's
And they'll
nice.
put lenses in just about in everything and anything. So, but yeah, so that's really been it. I got the new glasses. That was one of the things. Get ready for TRCMA. I got my dentist appointment scheduled for next week or this week on the 23rd. First thing in the
nice.
morning, I go in and get my teeth cleaned.
Nice.
Yep.
So I'll have new glasses, have my teeth cleaned, and then got some new shoes dropping today
Yeah.
that are getting mailed. I got some custom Converse Chuck Taylors,
Yeah.
special TRC
Fancy.
edition.
Those are going to be it.
So I'm
man.
very excited for those. Those arrived today, and then I've got my new Brooks that I haven't put on yet. That I'm ready for TRCMA as well with. So just trying to get that stuff ready. And then just like you said, we've got a lot of TRCMA work to get done. It's just a lot of it's office work, a lot of busy work that we're trying to work on. But
Crazy.
yeah, other than that, it's just been it was a chill weekend, a slow weekend, but I'm excited for the future and this week and this next week and
Yeah.
just keep going. So
No. Cool. Well, appreciate it. And you had anything?
Oh,
to add?
no.
I was just saying one more thing that I remember
Yeah.
from my
Oh,
weekend
doesn't
that I
want to talk,
forgot to
so.
mention because I never do this.
a
I did do
tire.
something a little more exciting. It's not
he's
tire
got
related.
a new tire. to
Okay.
get.
No,
Third
this
set.
is St. Patrick's Day related. It's
Okay.
actually on Friday. I went out, which is not something
Yeah.
I really do
Yeah,
much anymore.
yeah.
But Brandon, my former roommate, buddy, wanted to go hang out, so I was like, all right. We didn't even remember that it was St. Patrick's Day, and we went out and we were just looking around going, oh, right. And then at that point, it became a game to try and find the place that wasn't standing room only, so we ended up at, like, Atlas, but
Oh,
it was cool.
the
But
gym?
no, Atlas Bar.
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a good time out, and people watching that
Yeah.
night was primo.
Nice.
Yeah,
Really?
it was a good time.
so I was driving when I was driving home on Friday night. I noticed that they had blocked off a street
Yeah.
off of Boise Avenue.
Okay,
Some college students, like some sororities or fraternities,
got up to some shenanigans.
they had blocked off the street, and there was a lot of college students wearing green.
Okay.
People hanging out of the windows. I mean, it was like 5 o'clock, and I was like, "Holy cow! I can't believe
Yeah.
it's already happening."
Nuts.
Oh no, yeah, they released a nut house and everybody goes out. Two other things, I bought a tongue scraper and it
Yes,
is
Dane.
amazing. So I'll vouch for that too.
Wow.
Holy cow, makes a difference. And then
You got one?
yes, I got a 6-pack off Amazon. It was
Oh,
delivered the
6
next
of 'em.
day.
Did you use it?
Yeah.
What did
It's
you
good.
think?
I
he
love
sent a gift to the group.
So,
Yeah.
so would you say it's life changing?
It is shocking, like what a difference you feel after using it. So I gotta say, yeah, it's awesome.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. So just make sure to use my code down below.
I did not use any
my
such
Amazon
code. I just
affiliate
straight up
link
just bought it the way
for
it was.
all tongue brush
And
scrubbers.
lastly, because Kirby had mentioned something about the helmet, I was going to point out to him specifically the helmet that I got was actually an e-bike rated one because
Oh.
they go higher speeds. So
Okay.
it has to have a little extra.
Motorcycle helmet.
It's not quite a motorcycle helmet, but it's definitely like made for something that goes a little faster than a
Yeah,
regular
right,
bicycle. So I'm like,
That's
35
good.
to 40
Smart.
miles an hour. It's crash rated for up to like,
Yeah,
30,
well thought
40
out.
miles an hour. So yeah, no, and it looks like a normal bike helmet, but you know, if I go flying into a ditch somewhere, while the rest of me gets chewed up, at least the head will be okay.
Yeah, well,
So,
that's when we
yeah.
start getting you in riding leathers.
Oh,
Full
oh.
dice.
I just show
full
up on the hog and I got the
Dainese-
side saddles.
Dainese suit.
Alpine stars. He's just on this
They make them. They're
bicycle.
downhill kids.
I just throw up like a cut on a vest,
Yeah.
and oh god, this.
No, he'll have a leather vest that just says "Daddy" on the back.
But instead of like whatever name I come up with, it won't say MC at the end. It'll just say BC.
Yeah.
Bicycle Club.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Dane.
We pop a
Okay.
chrome.
Oh, bike daddy.
PC, Papa Chrome. There we go.
PC, Papa Chrome, dude. PC.
Dang. All right. So this is our cue to talk about Anthony's thing. Koenig Wheels popping in. Hey.
Why are they popping in to ask about a Miata? Strange.
Okay. All right.
So-
What's up, guys?
I need to do some stretching here because here's the deal. If I'm being honest with you guys, I'm on the verge of feeling somewhat nauseous. So I'm kind of like, keep it down, keep it real, keep it smooth.
Keep it tight, keep it right.
Keep it tight, keep it right.
Yeah.
Let's try to get through this this thing.
And we do detailing vibes.
If you're wondering what hats,
on our store.
this hat, that hat, if you're thinking about the hats maybe that you saw in the latest reel, they're on their way.
Yeah, those will be.
They're gonna be pretty
soon.
sweet.
Those are a teaser.
So, all right, man, where do I even jump into this? Where do I even start?
Well, maybe we start in the deep south.
Okay,
San Diego.
Once upon a time, in the deep south of Anaheim, L.A., San Diego area.
Oh, we're going back this far, aren't we?
There was a man.
There was a man
born. Now, okay, so
Questionable.
So I think most of us are well aware that I have an ex-father-in-law who is from Southern California, who developed a Southern accent out of nowhere.
within the last couple of years.
Within the last couple of years.
Very odd.
And on top of that, he is also a huge fan of, not Nazi Germany history and things like that. And he's also...
He's a war enthusiast.
As I say, you throw the word enthusiast in there, and it's like, oh, that's being kind.
You know, he likes Confederate
That
memorabilia, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, when we first met this guy, I just knew that he was kind of into like the rockabilly stuff, right? I'm like, well, seems like a cool guy.
Sure, that's harmless.
Doesn't have any legs, but other than that, though, like I was thinking to myself, I don't know, it doesn't seem that bad. My wife from the very beginning goes, I hate that man. He's the worst person I've ever met in my life. And I go, you can't really mean that, right? I'm pretty nice. I'm pretty open to seeing develop my own personal opinions about people. Anyways, over the last like 5 years I've known this guy, it's just been like a downhill thing. It just got worse and worse and worse. And then, you know, I got my wife, who is just like, okay, I need to get my mother-in-law out of that relationship, right? Like it just needs to end, right? So what ended up happening was my mother-in-law moved in with me. I think I remember telling you guys that on the podcast around this time last year when she lived with me for a while, and that was actually kind of nice for a few months, right? And what I ended up finding out is that a separation or a divorce takes a long time. I mean, it's one of those things where if one person is unwilling and the other person's willing or whatever it may be, it could be dragged out for upwards of a year. You never really know. So at this point in time, what we've got a man in jail. We have my mother-in-law living in an apartment. He's in jail for multiple different reasons, but let's just say he's in jail. She's living in an apartment being like, hey, all right, you're here. There's this house
that they own.
Okay.
That's in the middle of all of this craziness, right? And so what ended up happening is this is where it gets even crazier. What ended up happening was squatters
basically
took over the house.
Yeah, friends of his.
And
so they were like invited in.
Yeah, he invited them over and said, "Hey, go live there. You can stay."
He probably met in jail, right? We're now squatting in this house that my mother-in-law is paying for, right? And it was a whole ordeal because it's like they went to go to this house to go get some of her stuff. They pull up. This guy's like, who the F are you guys? Get off my property. She goes,
Your property.
This is my house. And he goes, oh, dang, you know. Like, well, I don't know about you, but this is so-and-so's house, and blah, blah, blah. He's just not here right now. And she's like, he's in jail. And he's like, you're right. You caught me. So she's like, how many of you are there? And so in this house that I have had a Thanksgiving in before, right?
Jig is up,
that
boys.
has gone progressively downhill, right? No. In terms of looking classy. There was a squatter, then there was a squatter who had friends, and then they had friends, and then the friends of those friends had a family, And then the family, and then there was kids involved, which made me the saddest about this whole thing. Because I go, okay, so we got some squatters with some squatters' friends, and then there's a couple kids that are in 8, 9 years old. And I'm kind of like, and he goes, well, the kids are living in this house, but we have this fifth wheel here and this fifth wheel here that other people are living in. And I'm just like, this is such a mess, dude. Yeah. This got 100 times worse.
Crazy.
In a matter of 6 months, got crazy. And so, anyway, so what ended up happening was the squatters are living there. The divorce is finally starting to come through. They're trying to figure out where all the stuff goes, right? They have to separate all of the assets and everything. And so I guess in the separation thing, my mother-in-law got this white Miata, right? And which was his. But he had 3 Miatas at one point, 3 or 4 Miatas. Yeah. He still has one technically in the backyard that's in pieces. He had a blue one that I don't know if he sold it, but there's cars all over that place. I'm telling you guys, there's literally there's a Jetta, there is a Neon, there is a random Mercedes, there's all these other things everywhere, and I'm like, I don't know whose these are. And I asked my mother-in-law, whose are these? And she goes, I don't even really remember at this point. And I go,
with the amount of people living at
this is
that
crazy.
house, it seems like it could have just accumulated over time.
There was 4 or 5, maybe 6 people living at that house that shouldn't obviously be living there, that are absolutely 100% squatting. So, but they haven't stolen anything. They haven't taken anything. So that's
this is where they're keeping everything.
So they haven't taken anything. It's not like they're taking stuff. So it's just a weird situation. So I found out she got this Miata, and I've told her for years. I said, hey, that something ever happens at Miata, you let me know, right? And and she goes, yeah, we'll see. I doubt I'll probably get that. And then she did. She got the Miata. So she says, okay, I really want to go get that car. I want to get it out of that house because obviously it's just a bunch of weird people living there. And I said, yeah, I agree. And so I guess she tried calling the squatter that lives there. His name's Troy. Nice guy. Honestly, minus the initial yelling of get off my property.
Then once he found
out the truth, he was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? Right?
Come on over.
Yeah, come on over
to your house."
And she's like, "Hey, I want to pick up this car." And he goes, "Well, it's not running right now. This needs a new slave cylinder." And she tries to tell me, Anthony, it needs a new clutch. I'm like, it needs a new clutch or does it need something else? He just said it needs a new clutch. So I said, let's go over there. So we go over there. We check it out. And then he goes, no, it needs a new slave cylinder. I go, oh, it's not a clutch. It's just a slave cylinder. Oh, okay, cool. He goes,
it's tied to the clutch.
And he tells me, hey, let me just fix it for you guys. I got the part right here. I'm an ex-mechanic. I can fix this. And I'm like,
okay,
what do I got to lose? This car is sitting underneath a fifth wheel right now.
Yeah.
And I can't even get it out of this area. Sure, do it, right? Put it in, do the damn thing.
Yeah.
So he does it. I go back the next day to go pick this thing up, and he goes, yeah, something weird about it. I kind of sit in it. He goes, I think it might be the clutch master cylinder now because it just sat for so long. This car, honestly, dude, they bought it with 149,000 miles on it. It has 151,000 miles on it now. And that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So in 6 years, they put 2,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
So it just sat, right? So what I ended up doing was I went over there the second day after, we found it was a clutch master cylinder. He says, I'm going to replace it for free. Don't worry. Let me just do this. You guys have helped me out so much. And I'm like, I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
But you've lived here for free. So he fixes that. And then it was Friday afternoon. He calls and he says, hey,
come get it.
Come pick this car up. And I'm like, no way, right? It's finally happening. So on the drive over there, I'm trying to talk to my mother-in-law and see, so what's the plan?
Yeah, what do you want to do with this?
What's the plan with this thing? She goes, well, I know they're probably worth more than what it was when we first bought it. So, what do you think it's worth? And I go, based on what I've seen so far, it doesn't look great. Right? Yeah. It was sitting under a fifth wheel. It sat under a tree for years. The thing is covered in leaves. I don't know what problems it has. We just need to figure it out.
It might be single stage.
And she was just like, I can kind of tell she's like, okay, dang, well, I'm not in a rush to sell it, she told me, because she doesn't know what to do with it other than to just sell it. And she goes, if you want, keep it around and you can clean it up and do what you want with it, right? And then
Cool.
here, after a while, we'll figure out, what it could be worth to sell. And I go, okay. I asked my wife, I said, hey, is this okay? And she says yes, and I'm very surprised at this point. Yeah.
It's because it's her mom. It's the one area you're going to get any leeway.
So I'm like, I'll probably get a little bit of leeway there. And so we kind of discussed the plan for it. I mean, the kind of a game plan. But I said, look, it needs to be cleaned up before anything can get done, right? It needs to be a full detail, engine bay detail. Everything needs to be gone over just to see how good of shape it's actually in. So we get to the house. I go in to pick this thing up, and I start it up, and I go, okay, cool. Windows are absolutely filthy. Couldn't see anything out of them. Didn't have a towel near me to wipe anything down. So my first stop was trying to get to a gas station with the sun beaming in on these blurry, crazy windows.
Smeary.
I should have just put the top down. But I
you have that option.
I don't know why I didn't.
Just look around the windshield.
But I drove to the gas station. And I was like, oh, thank God I made it, right? I get out of the car, and I'm kind of looking at the tires, and I take a step back, and then I realize that there is what's left of a Confederate rebel flag, or whatever people refer to it as, like a torn one hanging from the antenna, and I go, oh, my God, right? I'm like,
I don't want people thinking of...
I got to take that off right now. So I'm like ripping this thing off, and people are looking at me at the Maverick, like, what's he doing? And I'm just like, don't look at my hand. Don't look what's in here.
Some guy walks in, I'll support you, brother. And you're like, no, thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you, but no.
I don't know if somebody's going to come up and say, hey, it's good to see another one of us, right?
You're like, no.
And I'm like, no. So I ripped that thing off. I throw it in the trash. I clean my windows up, and I'm like, all right, I got to get this back to my house. So I start driving this thing, and weirdly enough, dude, this thing drives great. It's a ton of fun.
Of course it does.
I'm like just rolling through gears. I go, man, the clutch feels great again. The gearbox feels awesome. I'm like, this car sounds amazing. I'm having a good time. So I get it home, go and take some photos of it. I go and take some pictures of it, whatever, for my own personal library.
Your personal
good one.
And then after that, dude, I mean, I was pretty much just like, let's start looking at what we got here.
Yeah.
So it's got a roll bar on it. It was an ex-autocross car, so it's got full sway bars, adjustable end links. It's on Kosei K1 wheels. It's got some other random goodies. It's got a fire extinguisher in it. It's got all these little cool things, and it's super fun. I think it was probably very purpose built, but I think it's like it's a done car.
Yeah.
It just needs to be cleaned.
I had a cousin. Well, I still have a cousin. He's still alive. Yeah, he built a white Miata for autocrossing, put a roll cage in it, lowered it, did all that stuff to it. What if it's the same car?
Who knows? It could have been, right?
I wonder...
Because it was a white NA just like that one.
If this guy picked it up...
I bet if we look at the Carfax and it says Brian Rader was one of the old owners.
Oh, that'd be weird.
That's my cousin.
He might want it back.
Well, I have to...
lives up in Gig Harbor.
I have to laugh because I didn't know he was like tied to your wife's mom or anything like that. I met this guy who owned the car at a Miata barbecue when a bunch of the Miata folks got together and were like, let's have a barbecue. And I meet this guy, has no legs. He was relatively friendly, but I just saw the stickers on his car and went, yeah, I'm going to stay away from this guy. And, just kind of the vibes were like, oh. But the car itself looked great. And it was very nicely put together for something as simple as was. And he had the same wheels as me. So it was a little, I was like, yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
But it's a good car. It's well put together. The Hard Dog roll bar is a very good roll bar.
Yeah. It's a really nice little car. And so, sorry, my back, because my stomach hurts, my back also hurts. I'm
just a little stretch.
Constantly stretching.
People are on the edge of their seats, so they want to know what happened. So,
extinguisher probably does need to get recharged, Josh.
It's probably pretty old now.
I have no idea. And so... but anyway, so after I take all these photos, right, and videos of this car, from my own personal library of things, I realize that I forgot some stickers on the car, right?
Right.
So
you cut off the flag.
Cut off the flag or ripped it off.
That was like antenna flag.
Well, and then on the side.
Then you went to go take pictures of it.
Yeah, I already took the photos of it. And they were high quality photos.
Yeah.
And then I zoom in. I go, oh crap! I totally overlooked those stickers. Anyway,
the wing windows.
Yeah, the wing windows had some I don't know, Sons of the Southern Cross stickers or something like
This
that.
just gets worse and worse.
You're like,
No.
what happens when you look underneath things?
And so, like, there's these stickers on the side. I go, oh my God, I forgot to remove those, right? So then I took some razor blades, I got those ripped off, and I'm just like, man, this car is like, it's got the weirdest vibes. I don't know what's in it. I was afraid to open up the trunk. There's all these different things about it.
Glove box?
But the glove box is fine. Just
Okay.
had a tire pressure thing in it. But the thing is it's filthy, but it's still got good bones. Like,
Yeah.
I think it can clean up beautifully, and I think it'd be really nice and clean up well. But, yeah, man, Saturday morning, I went out, filled up the tires, went ripped that thing up. Hidden Springs, old Cartwright Road,
Yeah.
back kind of where Sydney lives. And, dude, I had a blast.
Nice.
So much fun. Top down, wind in my hair,
That's
right?
the life, man.
Big smiles.
Beautiful day for it.
Just banging gears, right? I'm
Momentum
just like,
car. Keep that speed up.
dude, this thing's a riot, right? So I had a ton of fun, did that, had a great day. Then later in the afternoon, I did an engine bay detail on it. Turned out like phenomenal, like literally it's brand new again. It's just crazy. I mean, I think that car will clean up so well that it would have never looked like it had been ever sitting under a tree by any means by the time I'm done with it. So we'll just kind of see and go from there. But yeah, so I currently have an extra Miata at my house. I don't know how long I'll have it for. There's not necessarily a timeline, but there kind of is.
Well, you
like,
want to have a timeline to at least get it cleaned up
Like,
because Joy might want to drive it. Katie might want to drive it.
No, Katie will not want to drive that
same.
thing. Katie despises that car. She doesn't care if I drive it.
Yeah,
But
she doesn't
But
want to.
all it does is remind her of her
Yeah.
And that's fair.
questionable
Totally,
ex-father-in-law.
Totally
and I believe it's
valid
the same
and
thing
fair.
with my mother-in-law too, because
Yeah.
she goes, "Yeah, that car reminds me of that person." Right
Yeah.
now.
So it's
if-
up to you to make it different.
Now, if Anthony were to change it and
Yeah.
put wheels on it and maybe do some cool design
Maybe
things
you can
on it,
paint
right?
half the car
Wrap it
black.
a different
It
color.
could look like a completely different car, right? And I'd be
Yeah.
like, that's Anthony's Miata, not,
Yeah.
the questionable Miata.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know what the plan is. I would imagine here probably by April something needs to be done with it, whether it's sold or moved or whatever it may be. But yeah, so we'll figure that out. Not April. We're in April. No, yeah, by April. Yeah,
I was saying, it's not April yet.
By like mid-April-ish, we'll need to figure out what to do with it. And yeah, I don't know, and I don't really know what it's worth. I mean, it's got 151,000 miles on it. It's a 1991. It's an NA Miata. It's got the pop-up headlights. It's got power windows. It's got the
It doesn't have AC. I noticed there was no AC button when I saw the center stack.
yes, no AC, yeah, and it's got the long nose crank, and it's
does
got
have a long
so it's got a bunch of tasteful modifications on it.
Have
So,
you figured out the diff yet?
Not yet. I need
Okay,
I
'cause
did a,
that'll determine your price.
I need
lot,
to
too.
jack it up and just
Yeah,
spin-
take a look around.
spin
Yeah.
a wheel, see what happens.
There's two different LSDs that can come on that. So
Yeah.
FYI.
So I'll just need to figure that out. But yeah, man, I mean, we'll see. I have no idea. And then that was pretty much it, though. It was kind of a very Miata-focused weekend. I had a lot of fun with it. And now today, technically, there's some landscapers in my backyard tearing things up to prep for the shed.
Are you
Yes,
worried
shed
about
time.
your car?
Do you think a Miata could fit in a 10 by 12 shed?
Probably.
All the storage space
It just
gone.
goes as you're parking it.
I'm
She's
like,
like,
all right.
all the
this
stuff
is
was
where-
supposed to go in
this is
there.
where this is going to go.
No, you could still fit it because it's so short. You could still put in those hanging shelf things and stack all your totes
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
And Joey, that's a fair point.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I know a lot of people want me to keep that car, but guys, I have too many freaking cars. Like it's kind of hit me finally.
That could be solved pretty easily.
I know it can, Dane, but I think having a lot of cars is a cool thing because you go, man, I wish I could have cars and have a lot of options to be able to buy.
You pick your experience for the day. You're like, which do
pick
I?
your experience and be able to drive what you want to drive. But when it comes to maintaining all those cars,
Yeah.
you
And
can
insurance
get, you can
and
get
all the
so
other
behind
stuff.
on that, it's not even funny. And before you know it, you just don't have the time or attention to be able to do something like it needs. And so, for example, like I changed the spark plugs in my Evo on Sunday, But those are going on like 9 years old, right? My timing belt is also like 9 years old, and
How
everything
many
else needs to be
miles
done.
have you put on it in the last year?
Only 20,000, but like, so it hasn't reached its mileage, but just age wise, it probably should get
Said
replaced
last 10
with
years,
time.
20,000.
Okay, I was just saying the last year. I was like, no.
He's put
Yeah.
he's put
Okay.
like 100.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, it just, sometimes you forget about things or they just get put on the back burner. And before you know it, especially once you have kids, it just becomes a month turns into 6 months, 6 months turns into a year. And before you know it, you're, oh my God.
It's going to sit
haven't
out
had time.
in a shed that you get built on the side of your house, and then Larry Casilla is going to come and pull it out, and he's going to wash it for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. We'll figure out. I'll keep you guys in the loop what happens with the car. It might be a situation where I'm like, hey, car's for sale. You guys got first dibs. I just don't know what to value it at. Like, I'm thinking in my head, maybe if it was absolutely perfect, like I'm talking rock chip repair done and all this stuff, maybe in the
High 4 figures to low 5 figures.
No, what? No, I'm thinking like I don't know if I would ask 10 grand. I don't know if I'd ask 9. I have no idea. Right? Probably 9.
If you asked 8, you could sell it
Yeah.
if it was cleaned up.
I think
its
8
current
would sell
state,
fast.
in its current state, it could sell for between 4 and 6.
Yeah.
Realistically, but cleaning it up would garner quite a bit more for a pretty small input because it's
Agreed.
already built the way a lot of people would want it.
Agreed.
The rest would just be aesthetic tweaks.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got.
Yeah.
And right now, my mouth's getting kind of
Parched.
sweaty. So, I don't know what's going on. So, Dane, that's all I got for the weekend.
All right.
So, I think what I'll say right here is TRC is literally...
Yes.
We're 8 days away. Make sure 8 working days away. So please join us. Please
the email blast
chime
went
in.
out yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you were signed up for the newsletter, you got it, and it was great. It was gorgeous.
It was awesome.
It was
Nate-
hilarious.
yeah,
They
Nate
had some
Nate
great
did a
little
great job.
touches.
Good post.
Easter eggs.
And so we want to see you there for that. Bring your questions. We're going to have so many different brands there, so many different familiar faces that you guys have seen in previous videos or just in the industry itself. And and then I guess maybe set aside some pocket change, right? You never know if there might be a sale happening that week.
That's true. Got to make sure you save your monies.
Yeah, just a little something, right? Because there could be a special sticker there. There could be.
There could be.
Right? Who knows?
Yeah. There.
A lot of good stuff. Excited.
So, last thing, if you want to help out David while we wrap this up.
The edge of the microfiber on the cutting side seems to be a bit rough, like it may scratch the surface of it. What microfiber? Is
He's
it
asking
okay
about his
about the
Eurofiber
Eurofiber pad I ordered? I have no idea, David. I don't use the Eurofibers that much, but I haven't seen anybody have a problem with it.
Okay.
So,
No,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
And David also says Anthony makes a great angry Biff. So there's
perfect.
that.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you so much for watching. We appreciate you all. I think we hit a new high as far as people watching the podcast goes. We're at 63 right now, so that's awesome.
awesome.
Thank you. And let's keep this train rolling. I'm loving this. So this is fun. And until we continue into the future, keep liking, keep subscribing. As always, we appreciate you. And if you're listening sometime in the future, consider coming on over to the YouTube channel and watching us live. It is a good time. And obviously, you can dip into the comments like these guys do. So that makes a little extra fun bonus. Otherwise, TRC around the corner. You heard all the details. But if you need more, of course, you can go to theradcompany.com and get your details there. Otherwise, that's it, guys. Have a great week. And, before we go, we have a live tomorrow. We do have a live tomorrow, and it involves something very near and dear to all of our hearts.
It'll be fun.
Red truck.
Yeah.
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 So there's that to look forward to. For some reason, he still has it. If you know, you know. But yeah, tune into the Rag Company main channel tomorrow. You'll see what it's all about. And then, of course, Q&A right back here on Thursday. All right, that's it, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good one.